What's up everybody? Chuck Bailey with the Bass Channel here, and we're talking about something really cool today. The Edison Preamp from Night Owl Industries. It's awesome. Let's check it out. So, like I Vanna Whited earlier at the beginning of the video, this little box of awesome is the Edison. It comes from Night Owl Industries, and I'll give you a quick little history on how I came across this bad boy. I was watching some videos from some of our buddies that also run bass channels, and this particular one I saw was from a while back. I thought it sounded great, and then I started deep diving into more, saw some more sound samples, not a lot on YouTube, so I was like, man, you know, I'm gonna reach out to them and see. So I went and checked that out, and everything I found about this was everything I wanted as far as a pedal goes. A no-nonsense approach to a tube preamp that's price-wise accessible and pretty sturdy. Before I go any further and we get into the examples of this, I want to run down the signal chain for you guys. So we went with the Kemper, and we had two profiles for this. One was the SVT profile that was set flat, and the other one was the SVT profile that we had a little bit of gain and a little bit more on the mids. Well, I'm pretty sure we have some photo example of those settings, so you can check that out right now. And both of those are running through an SWR Goliath 410 and the Audix D6. So one of these examples is a good friend of ours at the channel. He's a friend of mine. His name's Andy Svek. He plays for Des Hassan and a couple other players. And for this particular instance, we went with the SVT flat through the profile. And there was unity gain for that. And the boost was off because we just wanted the warmth that the Edison preamp would provide. Check it out. You can see these on their website. We'll post that in the video link below. And I want to say it's like a little over 200 bucks. But it's awesome. It's got input, output, 9-volt DC power. It's got a little vented port here so you can see the tube when it's on and off. It's a hard switch, and you have a boost right here and volume for the tube itself. And this thing cranks. This next player is Ashley Reeve. You guys know her. We love her here at the channel. We went with the SVT flat option again. We had just slightly above unity gain for this, and we had the boost on so we could get the tube warmth, but we also wanted some of that grit coming through. And again, it sounds rad. Check it out.
Here's a little song for all you tainted lovers. You know what to do. Thank you. Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got to get away from the pain you drive into the heart of me. The love we share seems to go nowhere, and I lost my life, though I toss and turn, I can't sleep at night. Come on.
What I really liked about this, outside from the cool colors, because he has like colors for the staging when it's engaged. This one's magenta. It was awesome. I love it. But what I really like about this is, like I said, it's very, very simple. A no-nonsense approach to a great pedal that does one thing, and that gives you that tubey goodness where you want that warmth that you heard from a lot of the older recordings, 50s and 60s, or a giant amp with all the tube power that it has, like some of your favorites with the Heritage with 300 watts, or you pick it, right? Like, I'm not gonna go through that. You guys know what I'm talking about. When you think tube, you think power, you think warmth, you want that tubey crunch when you're driving it. This is capable of that. It's very, very, very convenient. It's compact, it's portable, and again, it's very affordable. And as opposed to you having to shell out a ton of money, because tubes are expensive, for some of these amps that have that great tube power accessibility, but they're thousands of dollars, this gives you that same accessibility for a fraction of that cost. This next player is terrible at everything. I'm just kidding, it's me. I was playing the Bandito for this. We went with the SVT1 light crunch profile. We were just above unity, is at 6 decibels actually above unity for this, and the boost was on. I had to check my notes, sorry. The boost was on for this, and we did that for the obvious that this pedal does so well. It gives a lot of warmth from the tube, but we pushed it a little because we like that, and it gave it a lot more grit, so the boost was pushing that as well. Next player is Lenny. He plays for a band called the Schmarties. We kept the same profile as the Bandito, so it was the SVT1 with the lighter crunch, just a little above unity though, not as much as the previous, so it's just a little bit above, and the boost was on, and that's to give it still that kind of vintagey warmth, but it was just pushing the signal a little bit more, and it especially, you know, sounds a little bit more rounded, and you hear that push through that T-Bird. Check it out. This one is Chris. We love Chris, right? We don't see enough of Chris on these videos. We gotta get him in front of the camera more. Make him play. I'm sorry, make him pay. No, play. Play was right. We went with the same profile because we like that profile. The SVT1, the lighter crunch profile through the Kemper, and it was 6 decibels again above unity. The boost was off because we were going with the SG. We wanted that full vintage saturation to the tone, and I think it did it really well. It sounds huge.
Right and wrong.
overall, I want to say that Night Owl Industries, outside of the other gear that they make, and I haven't deep dived into all of that, this was my introduction to them, and Seth over there and his team, they did an amazing job. This pedal is great. I love the paint job. I love the chassis. I love its size, and I like how easy it is. If it's me using it, especially in a live setting, and a lot of live musicians will appreciate that, you want something that you're going to be able to just, and you know it's good. Right? You don't gotta fiddle with a bunch of knobs. You don't gotta worry about if your settings were this or that or the other, or if it got bumped in transit. You don't have to have a bunch of tape on it where you write down your settings, although that is helpful too. This is great. It's set it and forget it. It doesn't get any easier than that. But definitely check out the other stuff that they have. I'm intending to do the very same thing myself. And the next player is Rachel Gonzalez. She's a local player out here. She's using her 4-string Tagima jazz bass. We went with the SVT completely flat, full unity gain and no boost, because we just wanted that fat, warm tone. And that jazz bass it sounds good, man. Last but not least, we decided to rip this preamp in no better way than to put it in front of the beast himself. Josh Dubois, ladies and gentlemen, and bass players, because you're neither. I'm just kidding. Relax, it's a joke. Take it easy. We had Josh destroy a tune with his normal Josh playing, crazy thunder fingers, and we opened this thing all the way up, like really pushed the tube, and man, like when I heard this, I was like, holy crap. Like I thought it was something else in front or behind of the preamp, and Chris was like, dude, that's just the tube in that preamp. I'm like, whoa. Well, you'll see. Check it out. It's nuts. In closing, I want to say again, thank you to Seth. Thank you to Night Owl Industries. Check them out in the link below. Check out all of these awesome sound samples throughout all of that. Let us know what you thought in the comments. If you have encountered something that's this portable, this accessible, and price-wise this great, let us know in the comments below. I would love to check out some other things that might be able to compete with this. It's no nonsense, and I really tried my very best to come up with something that I didn't like about this. And honestly, I really couldn't. I think it's great. I love the tube. I love the sound that it gives you. It fattens up everything and does such a good job with it. So, well done. Until next time, this is Chuck Bailey with the Bass Channel. We'll see you later.